Greetings to everyone world over. It's indeed a great pleasure. Green morning, green afternoon, and green evening, wherever you are world over. It's such a pleasure to meet all of you on Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, 20th of September 2022, Indian Standard Time, 8 p.m. You can synchronize your watches with us. Ladies and gentlemen, today we will enjoy. तुम्हें बहुत सारी खुशबू आ रही होगी, मुझे तो बहुत सारी आ रही है, क्योंकि हमारे अरुण कुमार सिंह जी जो डायरेक्टर हैं FHRI IHM ग्रेटर नोएडा में, दैट इज द फेडरेशन ऑफ द होटल एंड रेस्टोरेंट एसोसिएशन ऑफ इंडिया और इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ होटल मैनेजमेंट जो ग्रेटर नोएडा में है, वहां पर डायरेक्टर हैं। तो उनके किचन से हमें बहुत सारी खुशबू आ रही है आज हॉस्पिटैलिटी इंडस्ट्री की। और पोस्ट पैंडेमिक ताजा भोजन, अच्छा भोजन और डिस्टेंसिंग और प्रोटोकॉल्स मेंटेन करना, टेक्नोलॉजी आ रही है, बहुत सारी चीजें जिनकी हम आज बातचीत करेंगे और डिटेल में बातचीत करेंगे। बट इनिशियली लेट्स शेयर सम ऑफ द स्लाइड्स सो दैट वी ऑल आर ऑन द कॉमन फ्रीक्वेंसी, because lots of new entrants come every day, those join this particular program. So we extend a very warm welcome to all of you. Thank you very much for being a part of this particular journey. We started on 10th of September, this special series. Of course, we have done 1600 webinars during the pandemic, right from 25th of March 2020 till the time the complete lockdown was removed, and slowly and gradually we started removing the barriers and things started opening. So we have done about 66th webinar today, which goes on. Ladies and gentlemen, International Chamber for Service Industry extends a very warm welcome. We are a link between the non-resident Indian, corporate houses, government interface. From time to time, we keep making a lot of strategy papers and a lot of policy documents, which we keep submitting to the government. We keep making lots of recommendations. We'll share in a little while with you. And every Sunday, 8 p.m., we have got NRIs program with us every Sunday. Now, 10th of September onward, we have started this journey. It will go till 27th of September. That's World Tourism Day. माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने एक बहुत अच्छा हम सब लोगों को स्लोगन दिया था, देखो अपना देश। और अतिथि देवो भव की हम बातचीत करते ही हैं, वसुधैव कुटुंबकम भी है। Indians are known for their hospitality, their traditional hospitality, and everything we pack in such a way with lots of warmth and lots of personal touch to everyone. So आज इस जर्नी में हम हॉस्पिटैलिटी इंडस्ट्री तक आ गए हैं। पोस्ट पैंडेमिक क्या होगा? I'm a proud soldier from the Indian Army that I had a privilege to be a part of Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, where the Indian Institute of Tourism and Travel Management, way back, we set up this particular institution in Gwalior. Before that, it was in the 4 rooms in Qutub Hotel. Then it moved to 10 rooms on the last top floor on main Arunachal building, that is Barakhamba Road. From there was a small setup which I took from the army in Chanakyapuri. And then, of course, finally, this building had come up over there. It's such a privilege. It's such a nice journey. There was so much to learn and so much of warmth. And I'm grateful to all my brothers and sisters. Those were the part of the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, who gave unstinting support all the times to me while being on deputation. It's a proud privilege. With our team, we drafted India's first MBA tourism curriculum way back in 1988, and that was launched in 1989. Kurukshetra was the first university, and of course, from there, Himachal, then Jodhpur, then Jivaji University, Gwalior, Pondicherry, Aligarh, Devi Ahilya Vishwavidyalaya, and today our distinguished guest is from Lucknow. I must share, we had something with ITM Lucknow also, which we had set up over there with the state government of Uttar Pradesh. Now, Kurukshetra, the final journey and the final launch was from July 1990. And today it's a privilege, in a very humble way, if we share, India has got 825 colleges which are running travel and tourism programs, and there are 71 IHMs as well. Because I was on deputation from the Indian Army to the Ministry of Tourism, it was a privilege that the adjutant journal, that time, Lieutenant Journal, KM Seth, very dynamic, very innovative, very creative. He gave me an opportunity to set up Hotel Management Institute for the Ministry of Defense, and that is at Bangalore, which is known as Army Institute of Hotel Management and Catering Technology. हर कोई जर्नी एक स्टेप से शुरू होती है. आज ये बहुत बड़ी बिल्डिंग है, बहुत बड़ा इंस्टीट्यूशन है, लेकिन ये 4 कमरों में ASC सेंटर से शुरू हुआ था बेंगलुरु के अंदर. I still recall. Then with the DGR, Director General Resettlement, we started a lot of travel and tourism and hospitality programs. And welcome to Indian hospitality industry. We are taking you to the beautiful campus of FHRI Institute, which is located in Greater Noida. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's share in a humble way that India is known for its diverse culture and hospitality, and India has got approximately 1,005 hotel management colleges and institutions in the country today. And out of that, 805 are approximately private colleges and 169 government hotel management institutes and colleges, what we have got the setup. Let me go back in the memory lane. Today, I feel like going back and recollecting because my fellow colleague who has come as a guest speaker today and distinguished guest, he also has got a long journey with the hospitality industry. So I was sharing informally with him in the morning, and then little while before coming on this YouTube channel, we were just sharing a lot of views with each other. You know, any idea, if you implement that idea, that takes a shape. But idea remains an idea if you do not turn into reality. Way back 1994, when I moved to Chandigarh and I was associated with Chandigarh Administration for Tourism Promotion Projects, I still recall December 1994, we hosted the FHRI annual convention with a limited resources, and we had hardly few rooms in Chandigarh. But the gentleman who was at the helm of the affairs, he was total with the warmth. Mr. Vinod, Vinod Dukalji, he was the advisor Chandigarh administration, and Sanjay Kothari was Secretary Tourism Government of India. Beautiful team, wonderful people, and we hosted the FHRI annual convention in Chandigarh. We kept on moving every year. 1999, we requested the DG Tourism Government of India. Our chamber was gifted with the car Fiat Sienna that was just introduced in India. I traveled length and breadth of India for good about 3 months non-stop, every day touching all school, colleges, institutions in almost all cities of India. And we organized All India Tourism Quiz Contest at that point of time. It was wonderful. Our chamber focuses on services sector, and we are associated with the non-resident Indians. It was a privilege under the dynamic leadership of Shri Sudhanshu Pandeyji and along with Dr. Sakita Saxena and their entire team in the Ministry of Commerce and Industry Government of India. 12 sectors were identified for the promotion of the services sector, and we were the part of this beautiful journey, something very scintillating and very captivating. 12 focus sectors for services sector, out of which tourism, hospitality, and aviation takes a privilege. Thereafter, we moved to the micro, small, and medium enterprise because everybody was talking all the time on manufacturing sector. For the first time, we made numerous presentations, and almost 3 years we have been going to the corridors of the Ministry of MSME, and we convinced them that services sector has got tremendous potential, and it is a proud privilege, ladies and gentlemen, we saw the daylight because Honorable Finance Minister now, and she was that time earlier the Commerce and Industry Minister, in between, the Armed Forces, our Defense Minister, she made an announcement as a Finance Minister as a part of the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan on 11th of May, which was, announced by the Honorable Prime Minister during the thick of the pandemic. Nirmala Sitharamanji as a Finance Minister on 13th May. On 2020, can you imagine? 25th March, India got locked, and she declared that there'll be no more distinction between manufacturing sector and services sector. Pan-India, we got to be taking care of services, and our brothers and sisters, those are into tourism, hospitality, aviation. Some of them, they make a major chunk of SME sector. We are also proud, and it's a privilege, that we were given an opportunity to draft all the courses related to services sector for tourism, hospitality, airlines, media entertainment, rural development, mobile computing, resort and spa management, entrepreneurship, education and counseling management, and they got approval from the UGC. We are also very happy to share with all of you that we set up India's first finishing school way back in 1994, that is for the capacity building of teachers and youth. Here is the services sector, India's first services sector finishing school, where the etiquettes, manners, gesture, body language, personality, communication skill, collaboration, creativity, innovation, curiosity, critical thinking, design thinking, continuous thinking, and lifelong learning, and where the music, the dancing, and the art and the craft and cultural heritage being integral part. No anxiety, no stress, no drugs, no depression, everything positive, positive, musical. Complete flow chart is right over here. This program is going on YouTube. You can see it later. And we are so happy that almost 52,000 youth and 35,000 teachers have gone through the process of the finishing school. And we are also very happy when we were the part of the RUSA, Rashtradoots Shiksha Abhiyan, they brought concept acceptance of the finishing school. And if you go to the AICT website, under the education vertical, you can see right over there, it is given down below, finishing school, that is emphasizing on training for all-round personality enhancement. So ladies and gentlemen, something very proud of all of us together in India, the concept of finishing school. And we are deeply associated with the entire northeast part of India, Arunachal, Assam, Sikkim, Manipur, Nagaland, Tripura, Meghalaya, you know, all the places we had gone. National Council for Teacher Education, they celebrated, you know, their local to global, very big program. And that was in Delhi. We were the part of it. That was in the Manak Shaw Auditorium of Indian Army. This program is going live world over. Everybody can enjoy. And the channel is ICSI India. Now, this finishing school post-pandemic, because you see everything has gone digital. Technology has taken a long frontal seat, and that's going to stay. Now, everything has become digital. Now we are focusing on making education and skills relevant, preparing global teachers, where everything nature-based, water management, waste to resource management, climate change, carbon neutral, understanding cultural diversity, and of course, immersive learning experiences. Now the finishing school has turned into digital inspirational lab, and we take the inspiration from 17 sustainable development goals which are to be achieved. Technology is making lots of changes every moment. There's too much of information coming to all of us. And remember, nothing remains forever. Everything does change, and change is management. Now, Shri B.K. Goswami, earlier DG Tourism Government of India, then Secretary Tourism Government of India, I owe so much to this gentleman. He taught me the baby steps, and I learned everything under his dynamic leadership, along with Shri S.K. Mishra ji, Ramesh Chandra ji, and a couple of other dignitaries. Those were the part of it. 2001, we launched Feast, and that was Forum of Educators and Scholars of Tourism. And we brought the people from the world over, and we hosted this particular event. Now in 2022, it has taken the shape of Forum of Educators and Skill Providers for Tourism. We are trying to bring all the tourism stakeholders together in one canvas, those 1,025 organizations. On 10th of September, we started with Indian tourism post-pandemic. We had the deliberations on that. Every Sunday, as I made a mention to you, we go to the NRIs. 11th of September, we were with Professor Vivek Shankar Natarajan, Professor of Marketing, Repackaging Education and Skills post-pandemic. Thereafter, we went to the Northeast India calling, and with the president of the Agro Tourism Development Corporation, Pandurang B. Thawareji, we talked about agriculture tourism, farm tourism, rural tourism. Thereafter, we had gone to film tourism, cinematic tourism. We discussed entire thing, film-induced tourism. उसके अगले दिन 14 तारीख को मातृभाषा हिंदी दिवस था। पर्यटन के अंदर मातृभाषा का बहुत बड़ा उपयोग, सहयोग। Thereafter, we had gone to ecotourism, sustainable tourism, responsible tourism. We got Captain Swadesh Kumarji, the founder of Indian Adventure Tour Operators Association, along with Rakesh Mathurji, who is working on sustainable tourism, responsible tourism. Thereafter, we had moved to cultural heritage part of tourism. I'm so very happy that Mr. Ranjan Lahiri, who laid down the arms as a civilian soldier from the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, as Assistant Director General, he introduced me to today's distinguished guest. So I'm thankful to Mr. Ranjan Lahiri for his wonderful efforts. I got one more friend in our industry, connected with us. Thereafter, ladies and gentlemen, we moved to Mr. Subhash Verma, the National Advisor for the IATTE, that is the Travel and Tourism Experts, all of them together. And second Sunday during this particular period, we had gone to Canada, we went to USA, and we talked about the aviation, hospitality, and tourism industry, how it is shaping up over there. Yesterday, we had Mr. Jagdeep Bhagatji, the founder member and the national coordinator of the MICE industry, when we talk about conferences, convention, trade fair, exhibitions, and we talked about wedding tourism. Yesterday, we had such a wonderful detailed discussions on what is the future of the MICE industry and how India can take an advantage of that. Tomorrow, you will be taking on travel journalism and public relation. We will also talk and touch upon tomorrow vloggers and vbloggers and travel writers. And besides that, we will talk about public relation, how it is important. And of course, we will have on the canvas some brush and some colors of the film-induced tourism also. On 27th September, World Tourism Day, our chamber will be launching ebook that's a rethinking tourism post-pandemic. So let's wait for a little while. It's a research and compilation which is being done by the entire team. And tonight, I remember Napoleon Hill, what he made a mention in his book, Think and Grow Rich. Whatever your mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Let's come together for tourism, hospitality, and aviation industry, education, and skills development. So, join me in extending a very warm welcome this morning, this afternoon, this evening to Shri Arun Kumar Singh Ji, the Director, Federation of the Hotel and Restaurant Association of India, Institute of Hotel Management in the Greater Noida. The fragrance is coming. Today, no dinner to be cooked. We all will enjoy right over here the feast, and that will come from our friend A.K. Singh Ji. With these words, we extend you a very warm welcome, hearty welcome. Such a pleasure to have you with us. You can unmute your mic, Ji, and then we can just take on the journey.
Right.
I would request you first, because you have given the entire life to the hospitality industry. First of all, let's discuss where all you have been, what all milestones you have laid, and thereafter we will come to your present FHRI.
Right. So let me start with the my professional education. I did hotel management from Institute of Hotel Management, Lucknow, way back 1981 to 84. And at that time, very limited number of hotels was there in the Lucknow and UP also. But from that city, I started my journey. I worked in Clarksville for about 4 years, and then shifted to the teaching. I was fortunate enough to got an opportunity to work in Institute of Hotel Management, Jaipur, for 9 years. And while working in Jaipur, I did one postgraduate program in project planning and infrastructure management from Jaipur University, evening classes. And because of that, I got one opportunity given by Mr. M.K. Khanna, IAS, who was later become the Additional Director General. But at that time, he was the Secretary Tourism and Planning, Rajasthan. He asked me to start a food craft institute in Jodhpur as a OSD in 96. So I had gone there. I took the challenge. We started that institute, and within 5 years, with the support of the then government, state government, and central government, we were able to upgrade that institute to State Institute of Hotel Management. But again, no one knows what is there in the future bag. So in 2004, I got an opportunity to move my own institute where I studied hotel management as a principal, which was a great privilege for anyone to go to to their own institute for heading that institute. And I worked there for long period of time, that is about 10 years as a principal IHM Lucknow, and thought that I will be retiring in 20 from there only. But again, one opportunity was waiting for me. I got opportunity to serve Institute of Hotel Management Mumbai for 7 long years. That was the most prestigious assignment anyone can have. So, and after that, before I retire, I got in touch with the FHRI and then moved to, just after retirement, moved to FHRI. And that institute, we got it affiliated with the National Council for Hotel Management for BSc and Diploma program. And fortunately, this year we started that institute in all programs in the institute, and we got about 68 students, 64 students admitted in the program. So FHRI IHM is a very big project of the FHRI, and basically it is a social service institute. The aim was not to earn money. In fact, till now, about the 50 to 60 to 70 lakh rupees has been spent by the FHRI and the establishment expenditure out of their own kitty. So it's a big property. 7 acres of land is there. We have about 80,000 square feet. The academic building is there. Then the 160-seater boys hostel, 70-seater girls hostel. Excellent infrastructure is there and that too in the knowledge hub of the northern India, that is the knowledge park of Greater Noida. So lot of universities, institutions are there. So kind of entire atmosphere of the area is of the academic in nature. So, but since my last that was the FHRI, but let me share how hotel management is started in India. So way back in 1954, the Bharati Vidya Bhavan founder had decided, the madam who was the heading Bharati Vidya Bhavan, wife of Mr. K.M. Munshi, she was also president of All India Women Council. So All India Women Council has started some nutritional snacks counters throughout the Maharashtra, and it was a great success because that nutritional snacks has been given at a quite less price. So it was thought that we have some supervisors kind of training where people can supervise the hygiene and other aspect. So she took the initiative and started that program in Institute of Catering there in Bharati Vidya Bhavan only. And fortunately for this industry, Dr. K.M. Munshi became the Agriculture Minister of India, and he contacted Food and Agriculture Organization to depute one consultant for that, because at that time in India, in 50s, there was no expertise in India in hospitality management. So Mr. Wilford Smith has been deputed for that, and that British gentleman have started the working on the plan of hospitality education in India. Now, if we see back how visionary he was in 1954, when 56 he came, then he started working, and then that institute was taken over by the government, and it was shifted into Dadar, and which is more popularly known as a Dadar Catering College than the Institute of Hotel Management. If you go to Mumbai, if you ask for the Institute of Hotel Management, hardly any auto or taxi person will be knowing. But Dadar Catering College, everyone is aware about that. So he started that institute, and Miss Thangam Philip, she was the first Padma Shri in the field of the hospitality and food. So she took over charge from him, and he moved to Delhi to set up the Pusa Institute, IHM Pusa, and then IHM Calcutta and IHM Madras at that time. So these 4 institutes he came, and before leaving back to UK after his assignment completed in 1972, he was having excellent training infrastructure in India, that is 4 institutes of hotel management in metro cities, and 9 food craft institute in different state capitals. So we can if at this point of time it seems that it is not possible, but he did it, and the government have honored his advice, and started immediately working on that. And before 1972, such a huge infrastructure of training in the hospitality management and hospitality operation started in India. So later on, the government of India took some further steps and upgraded those institutes and opened new institute. And presently there are 21 central institutes of hotel management which are spreading across the country, and which are affiliated with the National Council for Hotel Management, which is a body of the Ministry of Tourism headed by Secretary Tourism. And then there are about 30 state institute of hotel management, which has been partially funded by the government of India and the state government. And apart from that, there are a large number of private hotel management institutes are there. In council itself, there are 30 institutes of hotel management which have been operating by the private entrepreneurs. They are there. So huge infrastructure is there for the training. So, and we are proud to say that if you go to any of the hotel, you will find the president, a general manager, a vice president, or even the chairman. They must have passed out from one of the catering college here. So even since I have got the opportunity to work as a principal in 4 institutes, IHM Jodhpur and Jaipur for some time, then Lucknow and Mumbai, this is 5th one. If I go to some other city, which is where I am not residing, and I definitely meet some of my student, other students, or the student of other IHM. So it feels proud for us that this sector has been, a lot of a student has been trained by these IHMs. And let me tell you that the Indian government is the only government in the world where such a huge infrastructure, training infrastructure for hospitality has been created by the government by capital expenditure. By putting capital expenditure, land has been given by the state. And now, but along with that, government was very cautious about the quality and about the recurring cost. So about I think before 2000, this decision has been taken that IHM should be self-supported in terms of recurring. I was faculty and then the principal, we felt bad that how we can run the education on the self-supported model. But then later on, we realized that once we know our limitations, we can plan our thing and we have more freedom of functioning. And therefore, the government IHMs did very well in last, say, 50 years or so, and is still guiding the other private catering colleges also in that way for providing good quality of education to the people and to serve the industry in that way. Because and the minimum qualification for the BSc program, which is known as BSc Hospitality and Hotel Administration, is class 12th, and the maximum age is 25 at present. But since an NEP, new education policy, is going to be introduced in IHMs also next year, so a lot of changes are going to happen, and multidisciplinary study is going to be there. Then some skill related subjects or the ability enhancement subjects are going to be there. Some structural changes definitely are there. So we hope that the industry will continue to get trained manpower in future also. But everything has been disturbed in the pandemic, which is the topic of the today's discussion.
Yes.
Because I was principal IHM Mumbai in month of March. We are about to close this year. The 90% student have been placed. The placement has been stopped because no one was willing, no student was available for further placement. But suddenly the COVID came and everything got changed. And we all can imagine a student, class 12th pass a student having done 3 years diploma, selected as management trainee or senior supervisory level, and ready to go and join after the exam, and suddenly everything has been disturbed. So a lot of issues was there with the students. So we came out with the IHM Mumbai had came out with some motivational video. We got about 20 general managers, vice presidents who came forward and given 2-3 minutes video to motivate those students. We also pursued them to follow some passion, some language, engage themselves in a positive way. So, but that time has passed. It took about 2 years or so. So it was a bad phase. Everyone no one will find it. But at the same time, in the bad phase itself, there were so many learnings. We had never thought that our courses are going to be the online for certain number of years, because we had 100% physical classes and this and that. But we are happy to share that with the support of the ministry and support of the state government institute, we are able to provide the basic education of the hospitality management and hospitality operation on online mode for more than 2 years, which is not an easy thing, because our faculty has not been trained for that, but they molded themselves so well, and the student also supported that way. So we understand that our practicals are operational practicals, kitchen practicals, or the F&B service, but whatever best can be done in that given situation, we were able to, we can do it. We try to do, and then when the students are back to the college, then we arrange some special practical sessions so that they go to the industry and serve it in that way. So lot of opportunities are there in the future also in this field. Good number of hotels are coming, good number. So before pandemic, if you see in 1990, most of the Indian hotels are owned and managed by the leading chains. It may be Taj, Oberoi, or ITC. The concept was that the hotel chains, they build their own hotel and operate it. But the other part of the world, that the change was evident, because the light asset model was getting popularity in 90s and about before 2000 in US. Another way, Marriott and other chains, they start operating in the light asset model, where the hotel is owned by someone and it is managed and marketed by these chain. So suddenly India also have to be a part of this, and then we see the flood of different hotel companies are coming to India. And if you go to any of the city, you will find that at least 10 to 12 different foreign brand hotels are there, which work on light asset model. Hotel is owned by someone, and then it is managed by the managed and marketing, or only the managed. There are 2-3 different models are there by these chains, and that concept is so popular nowadays. I will give example of the Pune. When I had gone to Mumbai in 2013 and gone to the classification of the Pune hotel, there are so many hotels in the Pune. And average occupancy in 2009, 10 or 11, 12, it was only 40% or 42%, because the supply inventory was much more. Suddenly, large number of hotels have come, and most of the hotels that come up in the Pune at that time is basically built by the real estate, the people who hold the land or have the money with them, and they invested the money, and then the chains manage it. But suddenly after 3-4 years with the IT industry in Pune, then the education industry in Pune, educational hub, so the hotels seen the growth in the occupancy rate, and now before pandemic hotel were doing very well. But after during pandemic, again there was a clear distinction. I will not hesitate to say that all those hotels which have been owned by the Indian leading chains, they took much more care than the light asset model hotel before they have been during the pandemic for that way. So that problem was there in during the COVID. The people have been asked to take the cut in salary, or they have been asked to take the forced leave without, and that has shaken the confidence of those people. I was recently in one conference in Pusa. So one of the leading chairman of one of the leading hotel chain, who's Bangkok based, he said that the time has come when the management, corporate management, and top management of the hotel should come with the folded hand and apologize to the people who lost their jobs during the COVID, and then try to bring them back into the fold, because this industry is going to face severe crunch of the trained manpower in future. And then when the doors of the hotels or restaurant open after COVID, in spite of 2-3 breaks in between, sometimes some cases were again increased, but thereafter you will find that a new term has been given, a negative thing become positive, that is the revenge tourism. So people move, they have been in their houses for 2-3 years, and 2 years, and then suddenly they start moving to the different places, and especially the hill areas like the sea beaches. It was very popular, but again hill areas and other remote areas, and because of the COVID requirement, you need to be away from that. So matchbox like structure was not so popular, but a resort type independent the resort was there. And but again, industry took took advantage of that and increased the room rent in so many folds. So that has to be, they also have to keep in mind that in long term, if you want to remain in the business, you need to win the trust of the people.
Yes.
So so a lot of changes are happening in the hotels and the restaurant. You will find that because of that, because of the COVID, the first of all, the customer behavior of the guest and their expectation are need to be understand very focused manner. What is the basically their expectation? When I was a student, we said at that time it was said that the guest should be satisfied. I am talking about 80s, 81, 82. But 3-4 years later, I read an article that in service industry, guests should not only be satisfied, they will be delighted. They should be delighted. That means they should be, the hotels should offer to them whatever it was more than what they expected. So that kind of thing is there. So hotels need to understand the behavior of the customer. What is the expectation? Because nowadays customer, most of the guests are well traveled, and fortunately our Indian hospitality is the best in the world. You won't find anywhere you will go, you won't find that kind of personal hospitality, a personal caring is there. And see 2000 in 1990, usually the ratio in the hotel, manpower ratio to the room was more than 2 in India, whereas in the US and Europe it was 1.2, something like that, or 1. So we have more number of manpower, more personalized services there, and therefore that kind of services standard is needed to be maintained. So it will be difficult phase for the hotel. They have to fulfill the expectation of the guest. At the same time, they have to keep the cost within control. So lot of technologies are there in which they have to use the less touch or no touch system in the payment or in the check-in, so that the guest can straightway go to the room. He can order the things in the room. But now the things have the COVID restrictions are more or less gone, and we hope and we pray to the God that these things, the normal situation will continue. So large number of hotels now coming back to the track, and we have crossed the pre-pandemic occupancy as well as the average room rate that was there in 2019. And we hope that the years that is going to come, that will be much better and much focused. But we also, hotel and restaurant also need to be use the learning that they got during the COVID, and must take care of their manpower, because human resource is the best resource. Without that resource, all resources are waste. You may have a very good IT system, we have very good other kind of system, but the human resource, if you will not take care, that you can't expect that they will take care of the business and they will take care of the organization. So there are a lot of challenges are there, and most of the hotels or most of the hotel chains are trying to overcome those challenges. It may be the environmental concern is there, or it may be the manpower thing is there, then the customer expectation is there. Then there are so many new innovations are coming, like the menu. Recently we have seen a menu visualizer, where a restaurant, the menu has been visualized by the guest, and it has shown on the table, so that to attract the guest, and he can order the maximum thing. Because suppose guest is coming to the restaurant, he can spend 1,000 rupees or maybe 5,000 rupees per head. But only thing is that you should have an art to how to take the order, how to take the maximum thing. A suggestive selling should be there, a visual thing should be there, and at the same time you have to give the right and brief description of the items or services which are to be there. And above all, whatever is expectation is there, that expectation is needed to be fulfilled, so that the guests are being retained. Attracting a guest is easy in comparison to the retaining the guest, because there are so many other options are available. If you go to the cities, you will find that 1/5 restaurants are being closed every year. The new restaurants are coming out, because people want to some changes. They don't want to go with the same restaurant with the same decor, same kind of food, same kind of service. They may go once, twice, and then they want to make a change in that. So To remain competitive in the market, you need to cut down, you need to think about what strategies could be there in terms of manpower, in terms of technology, in terms of food cost control, and above all, you have to see the future. You have to see that what is going to be the future. You have to take your technology system in such a way that guests should be happy and delighted while coming to your establishments.
Wonderful, wonderful. Such a beautiful insight you have given. Everything, right? Starting from Jaipur to Jodhpur, Jodhpur to Lucknow, Lucknow to Mumbai, Mumbai to Greater Noida, and then of course the scenario before pandemic, during the pandemic, and post-pandemic.
Right.
Since a few things were coming to mind, which I just thought I should share with you.
Right.
The technology is now going to stay. The technology is coming in a very accelerated pace, and hospitality industry particularly, the human interaction which you made a mention, because human, they bring warmth, they bring personal touch, they make other person feel very comfortable. And you use something very interesting. Earlier it was customer care, then it was customer delight, and now you amaze the customer. Couple of things which are coming that way. Now, how the educational institutions are coping up children to be trained technology based, so that they are ready-made forced straightway lateral entry into the hospitality industry.
Likely. So I am happy to share this, that the hotel management program which is there, I remember in 1990, it has been introduced the 20 weeks industrial training in the second year. That was probably only, or maybe among the few only courses in India where such a great extent of industrial exposure has been given. And believe me, sir, this industrial exposure changed the personality, changed the attitude, knowledge, and make them more focused towards the industry where they want to serve. So with that kind of thing, we are also the technology, like in kitchen, you will say the space is being in the kitchen is being now reduced, because everything have a cost. So it may be, so the manpower reduction, space reduction is there, new technologies are coming, outsourcing is there. Now most of the hotels are having the vegetable, they don't need the staff at chopping the vegetable, cleaning the vegetable, everything comes in a packet. Even the mayonnaise is coming in the packet, and the bulk they are purchasing it. So there's a lot of technology is coming in Europe and US. You will find that the packaged food is there, and you have to just do that. But our system of hospitality is unparalleled in the world. So no doubt the cut in the manpower is there, as it has been experienced by most of the hotel during the COVID, that why to have 6 people at the front office when only 2% can do it. So a lot of cost reduction is there in that way. And at the same time, multitasking, which has been heard earlier but has not been experimented or used, now it has been used, that the multitasking, the staff should know each and everything concerned to that particular thing, so that they can be used and they can serve the guests in a better way. So a lot of changes are there, new technology, new equipment like the IHMs. We have been given the IDS software, which has been used by the hotels, by the company, free of cost. So all IHM which are affiliated to the National Council, they need to pay 10 lakh rupees, 12 lakh rupees for the software, but only license fee of 30,000 rupees per annum is to be paid. Of course, they are the business organization. So they have a long motto in their mind, because when the students are using that software, and when they will go to the industry and will be at the position, then when they decide about and purchase the thing, that ideas will be in their mind. So that kind of technology, maybe laundry equipment technology, like in FHRI, we spend about 20 lakh rupees on the laundry equipment. So that they give a feeling to the student that what is the kind of commercial laundry system should be there. We may not be using all the day of the week. We may be using once or twice a week only, but that kind of infrastructure is needed to be created in the institute to build the confidence among the student that the entire thing is being there in a different, maybe in the kitchen or bakery. But definitely, it's true also that technology is changing very fast. and it is almost impossible for the institutes to cope up with the thing. That's why when they are going for the industrial training, like our first batch is now going for industrial training 2 months in month of November. That will be for 17 weeks. So we started some program of training them that the first of all, there is no free lunch. If you are going to the hotel, you don't expect that the hotel is a social organization, a charitable organization. They will welcome you with welcome you, but they also take work from you. So it is expected that for you to work, but it will be your intelligence, how you learn the thing while you are working there. So in the same concept, we started a series. We are calling the learning and development heads of the hotel on online or physically to brief the students so that they should be well equipped. They should not have the wrong notion and information about the industrial training. Once they go there, they use their optimum time for getting the thing done in place of the complaining for each and everything, and learn so much while they are industrial training, because they have been observed by the hotels very closely. If someone is working in a leading chain hotel, so while they are in IT, their conduct, their behavior, their communication, their knowledge, skill, everything has been very minutely noticed by the HR at learning and development. And when I was in Mumbai, when the hotel chains were coming for the interview, there some of the chains are coming with the list of the student who did their training in their hotel and their performance was better. And they assured me that these students are blindly, we are going to take them at a senior supervisory level. But if they have groomed themselves while they are in institute after industrial training, most of them will be selected as a management training program. So that is the thing that we ask the student also, that this 3 year is your investment. If you let these 3 years go like anything and you will not make any improvement, you will be worse than what you was when you come to the institute. So try to optimize the thing, try to use the thing, develop your personality, invest in your personality, invest in your communication, get the knowledge, go to the coffee shop. Like we said to the student, go to the coffee shop. You spend 500 rupees, 400 rupees in a coffee shop, and you will find that the sit down there with a notebook, note down the important point, location of the coffee shop, what kind of the furniture is being used, what kind of decor is used, what is the menu, what service time is being there, because you need to have a critical thinking. You need not only to just blindly follow the thing and service only. You are, while serving or while working in the hotel, you need to get some supervisory or managerial aspect, and then you develop your interest where you want to go. If you want to go to the kitchen, then mold yourself as per the kitchen requirement. If you want to go to the front office or the service aspect, you can do. And these hotel chains are very clever. I remember when the Taj, Oberoi and ITC, they were coming for the management trainee program. At a batch of say 100 students, only 30 of them were confident that they have that kind of capabilities will appear, and 70 of them didn't appear that. So these chains realize is the wastage of resources. When we are sending the expert to the hotel institute, let them correlate with the HOMT program, management training program. So most of them have come to being appearing in the interview with the assurance that if you have been selected as HOMT and you will do well for 2 years, then you will be management training. You will go straight away to the management training program, and you will surprised to know, sir, that some of the students of mine who joined as the HOMT, they became the assistant manager at the same time when the management trainee became manager, because that kind of motivational things was there, and they were bound to improve themselves and grow with the other people
at accelerated pace.
Yeah. That is there, and so that kind of system needed to be developed, so that a student also don't lose interest in that. So now there is issue that this year the large number of hotel management institutes are remain vacant because people are not coming forward. The students are not coming forward, maybe because what happened in the COVID and what negative publicity is there, that the hotels are being shut and restaurants are being shut and the jobs are not there in this industry and that. And the second thing is industry need a lot of debates are going on. I'm also writing in the LinkedIn because now I'm not a part of the government, so I can express my views little freely. But again, being part of the FHRI, so I need to be balanced. I can't criticize the industry altogether. But at the same time, if the criticism is there, criticism is for the betterment.
Healthy
So,
criticism. Yeah.
the criticism, and
Yeah.
so therefore the industry also need to understand that uh, the students, they are the raw people, and they should not be used unskilled manpower. They should be given some respect. They should be used, and so that they don't lose interest in the task. And some kind of a reasonable amount is to be given as a pay package, a salary, which has been learned by some of the hotels, but has not been learned by some other hotel till now. Even the QSRs like the McDonald, Cafe Coffee Day, and others, the KFC, they are paying better than the some of the five-star hotels. So you can't expect that the student are going to give you 100%, but you yourself are not ready to give them a reasonable sum so that they can live in the city in a better way. So everyone, it may be the government, it may be the affiliating body, it may be the
We all
industry,
have to join hands. We all have to join
institutes,
hands.
and a student also.
Yeah.
Ultimately, everything is being done for the student, so they can't think that everything will come to in front of them. They have to earn that thing, and they have to deserve. Like I will give you example in IIM, when I was principal IHM Lucknow, one of the student from IHM Calcutta was doing MBA. We took his expertise in developing the new curriculum, because he was having the knowledge of the operations while doing hotel management, and knowledge of the management aspect in the IIM like IIM Lucknow. So he said that when first year, most of the companies are coming to the IIMs not only for the placement, but for the IT, which is about 6 weeks IT only. So between first year and second year, and they offer about nowadays about 1 lakh rupees or more than a lakh rupees a month for that, because they see those students as a potential employee, potential managers. They and best thing, they are with the fresh minds. They don't have any pre-notions with their mind. So sometimes they come out with the excellent idea, and that company very minutely observe them while they are in IT. And if they have been doing very well, then before the placement session starts, they do the pre-placement and select the student on the condition they will not appear in the placement, further placement, and offer them a good amount of money. So that is my urge with the industry also. Treat a student as a potential, the managers or senior supervisors, give them a respect, give them a reasonable amount, and some kind of you can say better working atmosphere, so that they should remain in the industry. And like in IHM Mumbai, for example, before 2020, we were not able to accommodate companies from the other sector apart from the hotel and restaurant. We took only one or two leading company in each area. But suddenly, when the hotel problem was there, all these organizations and come to us, and they offer good money. And so the placement in 21 session was better than the 2019 or 2018 session. But that composition have changed. Earlier, 70% were going to the hotel, but now about 55% are going to the other industries other than the hotels. So the hotel want to retain them, attract them, and retain them. They also have to rethink about HR policies, their pay packages. And obviously, the students have come to do hotel management, so they want to remain in the hotel if everything is possible and positive for them.
Absolutely, absolutely. Wonderful that the education hub, the skill hub, and the industry and the corporate houses, parents, students, children, everybody got to be working in a very cohesive way, so that the breed which comes out, the student those come out, they are readily acceptable, absorbable, and at the same time, something very interesting you made a mention, that children got to be passionate towards the task, whatsoever they are taking. Although Indians are hardworking, sincere, but they need a good package, they need a good salary. And when you gave example of Cafe Coffee Day and barista and others, they give better salary than many other hotels. So I think industry should also come forward. Let's give the due share of these students what they deserve, and desire and deserve, together with the hard work, a lot can be done. Let's have your concluding remarks, Singh Saab.
Sir, so my humble request with the to all stakeholders to come at one platform and sit together and try to work out this strategy, so that the service sector, especially the hospitality sector, which has a lot of potential, with very less investment, the more number of people can be employed. So that environment should be positive, so that we can have a good number of the students coming forward for the hospitality sector, study and then work into this sector only.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Thank
And we got to look for the niche tourism, some new avenues also, like hospitality children doing extremely well at the golf course. They are coming with, a lot of people are coming to play. Film tourism, where the food has to be given to 150 people in one go. So that is another area. I think one of these days we will discuss with you on that. The niche tourism, the new areas, the new avenues, new opportunities, whatever. We have to think out of the box post-pandemic, what all can come through. Thank you very much, Singh Saab. Thanks for coming today. It was indeed a great pleasure to have you with us. So, ladies and gentlemen, world over, I'm sure that you enjoyed Shri Arun Singh Ji, the Director, Federation of the Hotel and Restaurant Association, the Greater Noida. Whenever next time you are visiting Delhi, or when you're crisscrossing Delhi, please do visit IHM, go over there. And I would also request, those are from the industry, sometime discuss with Singh Saab, go as a guest speaker, go as a visiting faculty, share your expertise and views with the team over there. I'm pretty sure all of us together, we can give amazing hospitality from India, which we endorse wholeheartedly.